Under the blazing Indonesian sun and the roar of thousands of fans at the Mandalika circuit, Marc Marquez's weekend ended not in glory, but in gravel. The seven-time MotoGP world champion has opened up for the first time about the crash with Marco Bezzecchi that left him injured and out of the race at the Indonesian Grand Prix last Sunday. The crash unfolded in a blink, a moment of chaos at turn 7, one of Mandalika's fastest corners. Marquez, looking sharp off the line with his signature aggression, was clipped from behind by Bezzecchi's Aprilia. Both riders went down, but it was Marquez who took the heavier fall, tumbling through the gravel with such force that it immediately sparked concern from his team.
Welcome to GP Time. Don't forget to subscribe and press the bell icon for more updates.
Moments later, the medical reports confirmed everyone's fears: a fracture at the base of the coracoid process and ligament damage in his right shoulder. The Spaniard's return to full fitness, once again, would not come easy. A behind-the-scenes episode of Inside Ducati, the team's documentary series, captured Marquez's first reflections on the incident. Surrounded by his mechanics, still nursing his sore shoulder, he replayed the moment in his mind. "When I hit the gravel, I was going really fast," Marquez said. "My start was good, the grip was good, everything was normal. But when I left the garage, I already felt something a little strange. Then suddenly, he just touched me from behind, and I was gone. I knew it wasn't my fault. That's not a place where we break." It was a calm yet resigned tone, a man who has lived through more high-speed chaos than most athletes could bear, and yet still finds a way to speak without anger. The timing of the crash was especially cruel. Only a week earlier, Marquez had celebrated his 7th world title, a crowning moment that marked his return to dominance after years of struggle, surgery, and self-reinvention. In Mandalika, however, fortune turned sharply. Ducati confirmed that the Spaniard would miss the upcoming rounds in Australia and Malaysia, leaving his comeback timeline uncertain. His crew chief, Marco Rigamonti, tried to lighten the mood in the paddock, joking that they would meet Marc again in Valencia at the end-of-season gala, implying a possible early end to his 2025 campaign. Marquez smiled at the remark, but his answer was telling. "Come on, no," he laughed. "I'll try first. But it depends. I'm not sure how long the ligament will take to heal." After the crash, Marquez shared a message on social media that reflected both his professionalism and his perspective as one of MotoGP's elder statesmen. He admitted feeling sad about the injury, but urged his millions of fans not to direct hate toward Marco Bezzecchi, calling it a racing incident. "I'm sad about the injury, but that's racing," he wrote. "Everyone must stay calm and respectful." It was a reminder that, despite the tribalism that often consumes online fandom, MotoGP remains a sport built on mutual respect and shared risk, a world where every rider knows how thin the line is between brilliance and disaster. Marco Bezzecchi, for his part, escaped the crash without serious injury. However, the Italian rider now faces a potential penalty from the FIM stewards. The governing body is expected to review race footage and data before the Australian Grand Prix, where Bezzecchi could face a grid drop or time sanction if found at fault. The young Italian has yet to make a public statement, though insiders say he was, deeply concerned about Marquez's condition after the incident. For Marquez, this is yet another chapter in a career defined by resilience. From the terrifying arm injury that nearly ended his career in 2020 to the emotional rebirth with Ducati in 2025, his story reads like a saga of willpower against fate. And in Mandalika, a circuit that dances between sea breeze and volcanic heat, he found himself once again confronting the limits of human endurance. "I don't want to finish the season sitting at home," Marquez told his team. "If possible, I'll come back. But of course, health comes first." For Indonesian fans, Marquez's crash carried a special resonance. Mandalika's return to the MotoGP calendar has become a symbol of Southeast Asia's growing passion for motorsport, a blend of adrenaline and national pride. When Marquez fell, a collective gasp rippled through the stands. Yet, as he stood up, dusted himself off, and gave a small wave, the crowd roared not for victory, but for courage. Because in MotoGP, as in life, Sometimes the greatest race is not the one you win, but the one you fight to finish. So, who will replace Marc Marquez at Phillip Island in Sepang? With Marquez sidelined by a shoulder injury, Ducati now faces a pretty big strategic dilemma. Do they go with their experienced test rider Pirro or take a chance on one of their world SBK stars? The crash that ended Marc Marquez's Indonesian Grand Prix has left Ducati with a fresh logistical puzzle, and honestly, a cultural one too. With the 7-time MotoGP world champion sidelined for at least 2 rounds due to a fractured coracoid and ligament damage in his right shoulder, the team now has to decide who will inherit one of the most coveted, yet, let's face it, daunting, seats on the grid. For Ducati, the situation demands quick adaptation. Under MotoGP regulations, a team must make every reasonable effort to field a qualified replacement within 10 days of a rider's withdrawal. Yet Ducati's options are both plentiful and, well, politically delicate. The most straightforward option lies close to home: Michele Pirro, Ducati's long-serving test rider. The 38-year-old Italian has been an integral part of Ducati's technical evolution for more than a decade. Since 2012, he has appeared in at least 1 MotoGP round each season, a record that really speaks to his reliability and technical expertise rather than headline-grabbing speed. Between 2013 and 2023, Pirro made 50 wildcard and substitute starts, often serving as the bridge between Ducati's test lab in Bologna and its frontline racing effort. His last appearance came at the 2023 Catalan Grand Prix, where he replaced Fabio Di Giannantonio on the VR46 satellite team. Now, with Marquez out of action, Pirro could once again be called upon to uphold that tradition. Ducati's newly reinstated Category A concession status, however, complicates matters. Wildcard entries are no longer permitted under the concession rules, meaning Pirro's annual MotoGP outing might only happen through this unexpected substitution. If selected, Pirro's task won't be to chase podiums. With Ducati having already secured the Triple Crown, Riders, Teams, and Constructors Championships, his role would likely focus on data collection and component validation for the upcoming 2026 prototype. Any replacement rider will be treated as the original rider for engine allocation purposes, reads the official regulation, meaning Pirro's presence wouldn't allow Ducati to test new engines or components freely. Even so, the team values Pirro's feedback. His intimate understanding of Ducati's GP25 chassis and electronics could make him the most pragmatic, if unspectacular, choice. After Sepang, the championship concludes with rounds in Portimao and Valencia, circuits where Marquez has achieved both triumph and heartbreak in the past. Whether or not he returns in time, Ducati's next 2 races will serve as a laboratory, a reminder that even amid dominance, MotoGP's rhythm is one of constant adaptation. As the team deliberates its next move, one truth remains. Replacing Marc Marquez is never just about filling a seat. It's about managing expectations, history, and the delicate balance between performance and purpose.